Tonight on Connecticut's news station, a man accused in the murder of his former girlfriend is finally going to trial with the couple's one-year-old daughter still missing. What the woman's family has to say about the upcoming case and what they hope to get out of the trial.
2 weeks from today, Connecticut voters head to the polls for the August primary. But tonight, some groups held an event for voters to learn how to register for an absentee ballot. In the background, though, questions over election security.
The recall involving deli meats at several stores just keeps getting bigger. After days of warnings for consumers and delis being closed, Boar's Head announces another recall. You'll have the latest.
Breaking news now on Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Senseless violence in the capital city. We begin tonight in Hartford, where police say a man was killed in a shooting. Good evening, and thanks for joining us. I'm Brent Hart.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. This breaking news came into our newsroom just over an hour ago. The man was first listed as in critical condition, but now we're learning he has died. Hartford police tell us they rushed to Garden Street just after 7 tonight. They got reports of gunshots in the area.
And that's where they found the man in his 40s, severely wounded. They say he was shot multiple times. Now, this is a look at that scene on Garden Street. Police tell us it's an active and ongoing investigation. The man was taken to the hospital where he later died. There is no word yet on a motive. They are still searching for the person who pulled the trigger. We have a crew on the scene waiting to speak with police, and as soon as we know more, we'll bring you that update on air and online.
And more breaking news. A crash on I-84 has the eastbound lane closed in West Hartford. Take a look at this. Looks like a parking lot. We're looking live at the backup between exits 41 and 43. The crash happened just before 9:30 tonight. We have calls out to learn more about any potential injuries and when traffic might be flowing again. Lots of red brake lights out there tonight, so stay safe, folks. Yeah. Turning now to the forecast, pack an umbrella if you're headed out tomorrow. You're going to be dodging some showers.
We are expecting showers, even a few storms. Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank has more on the weather impact. Rach?
And in between all of it, the humidity is just going to be partying with us all day. In fact, all week for that matter. Here's a look at the radar over the next several hours. We are dry, but the showers and storms that you see moving back through Pennsylvania, those are going to be knocking on our doorstep as we head through the pre-dawn hours tomorrow morning. So this is 6 a.m. We're starting to see some of those showers begin to blossom across the state. It's not an all-day washout, but occasionally we'll bring through some of these showers or rumbles of thunder. And there will be, like today, a couple of breaks in the overcast and some sunshine that develops. However, I don't think it's quite as bright as it turned out to be this afternoon. And the chance for a thunderstorm does continue into the evening hours, unlike today as well, if you're comparing the two apples to apples. Lows tonight in the 70s, so it remains very humid. And tomorrow, I just wanted to show you rain chances to show you that there could be a pop-up shower or thunderstorm that passes through at any time. And it's not a washout, but you will be reaching for the umbrella occasionally. We get a break from showers on Thursday. Then we're talking about heat and humidity before storms return. Your full forecast coming up.
Rachel, thank you. Jose Morales, the man accused of killing the mother of his one-year-old child in her Ansonia home back in 2019, is now going to trial 5 years later. His daughter, Vanessa Morales, is still missing. Fox 61's Julia LeBlanc reports.
This is Jose Morales.
A smiling Jose Morales, greeted by his attorney in a Milford courtroom. The two, up until now, had been working with prosecutors to reach a plea agreement in the murder of the mother of his child, Christine Holloway.
Parties are still a substantial distance apart in reaching a new resolution. At this point, I believe the matter needs to go to the trial judge.
Holloway's family, some coming from Nashville and Philadelphia, hope to address the courtroom Tuesday. Though they didn't get the chance, they're accepting this next step.
Myself and the family are content with going to trial because now we can prove that Jose committed the crime and there will be justice for my sister-in-law, Christine.
Jody Jacobella shows up in support of her late sister-in-law at almost every court appearance. Though she couldn't reveal the specifics of the plea deal, she said it needed to at least come with one condition.
Give us some sense where Vanessa is.
Morales has not been charged with the disappearance of his one-year-old baby, Vanessa, who is still missing. Holloway's family frustrated with the lack of answers from police and prosecutors.
On how long it took to get to this point, the hurt that we live with every day searching for our niece when there's no answers.
We understand the family's frustration, and we are trying everything. We want to give them answers. We want to give them the information that they want. We'd like to give them the proper closure, and we're going to continue to do that.
The Lieutenant Patrick Lynch says they've received tens of thousands of tips on Vanessa. None of them had led to new information, but he says Ansonia police will never stop searching.
Every day. Every day. A lot of us are parents, so we understand the frustration and the unknown. We have tried everything we can.
That was Fox 61's Julia LeBlanc reporting. Jacobella says the state's attorney has made it clear that Vanessa's disappearance is a separate case. It will not be the focus of this trial. Police are asking anyone who knows anything about Vanessa's disappearance to give them a call.
And new information tonight on the man arrested in Connecticut as a fugitive. He appeared in court today. Arizona police say David Latity, a former swim coach, is wanted on nearly 20 counts of voyeurism and attempted voyeurism. He's accused of recording teens in a bathroom. According to court documents, there were 3 victims between the ages of 14 and 17. Latity has been living in Connecticut for the past 10 months. He waived extradition and agreed to return to Arizona to turn himself in. He worked at the Mandel JCC of Greater Hartford in 2019 before moving to Arizona. The JCC told Fox 61 it's not aware of any incidents during his employment there.
A Roxbury man faces charges in a 2022 axe murder, and he appeared in court today, though his case was continued. 44-year-old Ewan DeWitt is accused of killing 40-year-old Julie Minogue with an axe. DeWitt was Minogue's former boyfriend at the time, and she had been granted a full no-contact restraining order against him just about a week before the murder. The case has been delayed for months while psych reports were being prepared. An attorney representing Minogue's family told Fox 61 today those psych reports are now complete, and in a pretrial hearing today at Milford Superior Court, the judge set a new hearing date for September 10th. 2 juveniles have been arrested and charged with stealing a car and causing a head-on crash. Willimantic police got a report of a stolen Jeep Compass this morning about 7 o'clock. State troopers spotted the vehicle on Route 32 in Mansfield, but broke off their chase in the interest of safety. A short time later, another trooper saw the vehicle on the same road headed towards Stafford, but before he could pull it over, the stolen vehicle crashed head-on into another car on Route 32. 2 teens in the stolen vehicle tried to run away but were caught. They've been issued a summons to appear in court. Everyone involved in the crash sustained minor injuries.
Connecticut's primary is just 2 weeks away, and candidates for local, state, and congressional races are looking to make it to the general election in November.
But on the ballot, you'll find a constitutional amendment question. If passed, it spells out major changes for Connecticut elections.
Fox 61's Jake Garcia is in studio tonight with what you need to know. Jake?
Well, Brent and Sarah, this fall, every Connecticut voter will be asked a question on their ballot aside from the various races that are up for grabs. The question would change the state's constitution to make voting absentee voting more accessible. When Connecticut voters go to cast their vote this November, they'll see this question on the ballot that would support changing absentee voting to not require an excuse.
For anyone who's confused, a yes vote means that you would like the General Assembly to consider some method of no excuse absentee voting, and every state does it differently. A no vote means you'd like Connecticut to stick with the same reasons that are required now.
The state currently allows voters to legally vote absentee if they meet any of these qualifications. But if voters support no excuse absentee voting, any voter could participate. The League of Conservation Voters holding an event Tuesday night to educate voters and allow residents a chance to register to vote.
So this is a great opportunity tonight to inform people about the issue. Absentee voting is really important for a lot of people because folks are so busy that, sometimes they're just unable to go to the polls when they're open.
Secretary Thomas says others are expressing some concern about the security of absentee voting following court cases in Bridgeport that has garnered national attention. But she says even if voters overwhelmingly support this question, it doesn't mean things would change right away.
It's up to the legislature. It'll go through the typical legislative process, public hearing, public input, and we can see where they land.
Secretary Thomas says she believes there should be more opportunity for voters to participate in elections.
Some people testify they like to sit at their kitchen table or office table and Google everything that's on the ballot before they make their vote. So I think we need more options, not fewer, so that every single eligible voter feels like they have a way to vote comfortably for them.
Now, once again, this constitutional amendment question will be on the November ballot. However, on the primary ballot, aside from a few local races, voters will have their say on congressional candidates and a few state races, depending on where you live. Now, early voting for the August primary starts next week on Monday and goes through the 11th, with the primary election day on August 12th. We have a link where you can find your polling place on fox61.com. Reporting in studio, Jake Garcia, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Jake, thank you. Police in the Elm City are searching for a man and a woman they say robbed an M&T bank today. Police say the pair on your screen walked into the bank located within a Stop and Shop on Whaley Avenue just after noon. They demanded money from the teller. The teller complied and they left. No weapon was displayed. If you saw this happen or know who these two might be, New Haven police are asking you to contact them.
Boar's Head's expanding its recall. Get this, pulling an additional 7 million pounds of deli meat off store shelves. Last week, 200,000 pounds of deli products, including meats and cheeses, were recalled. So this is a lot of food they're pulling. And because of this, Stop and Shops are closing their deli departments again for another deep clean. This recalls all over listeria concerns. There's a lot of concern here because already 2 people have died. As of today's count, 33 people have been hospitalized. All illnesses have been traced back to Boar's Head products. No cases are from Connecticut. We have the full list of recalled items on our website. So far, most of them are liverwurst, turkey, and ham, but definitely make sure you check your fridge. It's scary stuff.